respond to Councillor Sparkman's comment. I think it's too big. I think that we are missing a number of things here. I travel a lot, as you know. I spend a lot of my time in hotel rooms. These rooms are about the size of a hotel room, so they're not big. Clearly, with very rare exceptions, this is structured as it is. This is going to be a student dorm, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that's what it's going to be. People who say there are going to be 71 more people in downtown don't understand that those students already live downtown. They live beside me. They live beside everybody else who is sitting in this room. They are already downtown. If we truly want to bring new people to Wolfville, we have to do a couple of things. One, we have to start thinking about our neighborhoods as mixed, so that we have whether they're block neighborhoods or they're developments like this that attract students, that truly attract older adults, that attract the young entrepreneurs that we say we want to have in this community, and who may not live in our community right now. Which is why I asked my question of the developer, and I wasn't really comfortable with the answer that I got last week. I would be happy if he had come back, and I believe that we could, I hope that we can still work with him, because I think there are many good things about this development. But I would like to, and I'm just going to throw out a number, 50 units, because he's taking the same area in terms of the size of the block. I'm fine with it staying that size, but if there were 50 units, and again, just for argument, 30 of them were the micro lofts, and 10 of them were studio apartments that maybe a young couple or an entrepreneur would want to rent, then I would feel much happier that it's both doing the things that I think people who see this development positively see, but it starts to create a community on that block of new people who don't live in Wolfville downtown. As you know, I run what I call a footloose business. We chose to live here. We hired staff for a number of years until we kind of moved into semi-retirement. I have always said we are the kind of small businesses that could be attracted. I mean, if that development was here 8 years ago when we looked to move from Ontario, and I could have rented an office space downstairs and a place to live, that would have been perfect. I think that's a huge market that we can attract. But I don't think we're going to attract a new market and an entrepreneurial market with the 71 units. So it's not the square footage size that bothers me. It's the way it's structured as a student dorm residence. If we need a student residence, then we should, Anna Katie should figure out how to get a student residence. I'm not sure it needs to be where it is. So I do have a problem, not with the, let's say, the block of the building, but with the number of units.
Anything further? Councilor Bryan.
Yes, I've been involved with this development right from the first time it was mentioned, and it's never been an easy discussion. This development is not like anything else we've ever had. On the positive side, I'm a huge fan of us all scaling down. I'm a fan of the tiny house movement, right up there with books like Your Money or Your Life. I love people to have generally less stuff in our lives and more time for volunteering, more time for socializing. This is also an important step for densification on prior infrastructure. I vastly prefer this to sprawl. And if we had just another standard subdivision going on the outskirts of Wolfville, I doubt there would be as much interest, but that would concern me greatly. I'd much rather this to be dealing with this admittedly difficult decision. I stood at Waterfront Park and I tried to visualize the size, so I brought the building back to the level of Pete's, which I think is accurate, and occupied the entire area. And I was okay with that. That doesn't mean that a 50 unit building would be much easier for me to vote on. Now, I want to say I'm not, at this point, I'm not a designer or an architect. I'm an interested volunteer. I vastly prefer a traditional look, or a look that nods more to, or involves more of a traditional look. And I also wish that the developer would come forward with more detailed drawings. At this point, there's so many things up in the air, as Councillor Donovan pointed out, I think, in one of your correspondences, that if the inside can be vastly changed, can the outside be changed too? It'd be way easier for us to know exactly what we are voting on, yay or nay. And it would be great if I had like a nice little tidy up, but I don't. That's the end of my comments.
Thank you very much.